Have you ever wondered who truly wrote the books of the Bible? An intriguing question, isn't it? The New Testament, a cornerstone of Christian faith, was not penned by those who witnessed Jesus' life firsthand. Instead, it was the work of followers and early Christians who relied heavily on oral traditions, teachings, and secondhand accounts to document the life and teachings of Jesus. So why weren't these books written by direct eyewitnesses? Let's delve into the reasons why they were not direct eyewitnesses. In ancient times, information was often passed down through oral traditions. This was especially true when it came to the life and teachings of Jesus. Stories about his life, miracles, and teachings were shared verbally, passed down from generation to generation for decades before they were put to parchment. This preservation of knowledge through word of mouth was a common practice in the ancient world. It provided a way to pass down important events, teachings, and traditions. However, it also meant that these stories were subject to the frailties of human memory and could change subtly with each retelling. Now, consider the time gap. The Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, were penned between 30 to 70 years after Jesus' death. By that time, many who had personally known Jesus had either passed away or were no longer directly involved in the writing process. This time gap points to the fact that the Gospels were not first-hand accounts. Jesus' immediate followers had a different mission. The apostles, those who walked and talked with Jesus, were less concerned with transcribing their experiences and more focused on preaching his message. They traversed lands and seas, establishing Christian communities, sharing the good news of salvation and the teachings of their Master. Their actions were driven by the urgency of Jesus' message and the task of fortifying the early Christian church. The Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, bear the names of the apostles or their close associates. Mark, for instance, was a companion of Peter, and Luke traveled with Paul. While they may not have been direct eyewitnesses to Jesus' life, they gathered information from those who were, compiling second-hand accounts and oral traditions to create the narratives we now know as the Gospels. So while the Gospels bear the names of those close to Jesus, they were not the direct eyewitnesses of his life. Not everyone in Jesus' circle of followers was literate. Indeed, the act of writing the Bible demanded a level of scholarly aptitude, a rarity in that historical context. To encapsulate, the accounts of Jesus in the Bible were penned by the second wave of Christians. They leaned heavily on teachings and narratives passed down through generations. In essence, the Bible we read today is a testament to the faith and dedication of those early Christians who carried the stories of Jesus forward, ensuring his teachings would endure for generations to come.